So I'm excited today to talk to you about how we can help you lead your nonprofit and your constituents into the era of AI today with the Microsoft Cloud. My name's Chris Lyons. I've got the pleasure of working with our global partner ecosystem and with Jenny and the guys at Click, and I work within our Tech for Social Impact team. At Microsoft, we believe that technology is a powerful force for empowering people and organizations, and we see it every day in our work. That may be data and AI helping predict malaria outbreaks, or humanitarian organizations delivering digital literacy to displaced people. We do truly believe that the success of this sector is critical to how we achieve our mission as a company. But to do this, we must make our technology accessible and relevant for you guys as nonprofits. And we are a customer-first, partner-led company. We start with the needs of our customers, and we work with our partners such as Click to deliver the best outcomes for each organisation. The world has changed over the last few years, not just a pandemic, but we see that a digital divide and opportunity continuing to grow. Many people left behind all across the world. So, for example, the number of kids in sub-Saharan Africa that are literate at the age of 10, and that's when you stop learning to read and you read to learn, is 10%. So 90% of kids can't read in sub-Saharan Africa. That means they can't get a job. That means there's an economic opportunity gap that's growing. And COVID did have an impact on that. And we know that technology has got a role to play. And we look at the persistent fundamental rights issues. You know, we see another unlawful, tragic war unfolding. We see human rights issues every day on the news in Ukraine, Israel, and everywhere else across the world. And we, again, believe that technology's got a role to play. There's an urgent climate crisis. In 2022, at the end of June, it was 106 degrees in American money over in Seattle. And in the UK, we were baking at that time as well, and that's not normal. There's a role for technology to play in supporting this world to become a cooler, better place. But really, really importantly, there's a diminishing trust in big technology, big tech. There are questions about our motives and about our motivations. And it's critical that we apply technology and innovations to address these challenges without sacrificing our core values: trust, privacy, transparency, and inclusion. So at Microsoft, we realized we needed to evolve. We needed to think different and create a different business model in supporting these societal changes and the organizations and non-profits that serve this purpose, you guys on the call today. So back in 2017, Microsoft Philanthropies brought its efforts together with our commercial sales team and business development, and we created Tech for Social Impact, or TSI, because we need an acronym at Microsoft. And TSI, what it was formed to do is to empower every single nonprofit and every humanitarian organisation to accelerate social good, no matter what that may be. And what TSI does, it combines grants with our commercial engagement into one single team. So this team only serves nonprofit. And what we try and do is accelerate this impact through technology, deliver solutions to empower social breakthroughs, but most importantly, help our big philanthropic efforts through our efforts within TSI, but then the commitment of our partners. And TSI doesn't just provide technology grants, it also reinvests any profits that we make from discounted sales to larger charities back into the sector to help smaller ones, which are a really cool social investment model. And I'll go through some amazing stats about that on the next slide. We give free software to 10 or fewer employees. So that actually makes up 80% of the world's 4 million nonprofit organizations. So every single nonprofit out there can go and get access to 10 free business premium licenses. If you've not got it already, go and do it at the end of this call or speak to Click and they'll help you do that. Within CSI, we help nonprofits modify Microsoft software so to meet your specific needs. So whether that be fundraising or mobilizing volunteers, by connecting you with our willing helpers in the company's global partner ecosystem. We also offer free digital skills training. We've reached over 30 million learners in 2022 as part of our global skills initiative. So let's have a look at the impact that TSI and Microsoft have had in this sector. But first, I just want to say that this is kind of part of who we are at Microsoft. It's part of our DNA. We've been engaged with charities since 1983. with the inception of its employee giving campaign. But our work's only just begun. So we're 6 years this year. It's our 6-year anniversary in TSI. We are more motivated than ever. Truly reaching our vision at real scale requires a broad base of amazing teammates in every corner of the globe and amazing partners in every corner of the globe. In 2023, we provided $3.8 billion in grants, discounted software and services. And that was equipping over 325,000 non-profit organizations with our modern, secure and scalable Microsoft Cloud solutions. We also have an internal Give campaign, which resulted in over $242 million being donated by over 105,000 Microsoft employees worldwide. So everything we do is driven by this deep sense of purpose and them timeless values of trust, privacy, transparency and inclusion. Values that our customers have come to expect from us and today's fast-changing society requires us. So let's start with the world today. Things all around us are changing rapidly. Organisations need to adapt, and this is nothing new. If you look back just a few years to March 2020, we saw that organisations that had already invested in their own digital foundation were able to weather the disruption of the pandemic better than their peers, with many of them emerging even stronger than before. We believe we are on the cusp of a similar inflection point today with AI. The pressures today are different. The global workforce is shrinking. Security threats emerge and evolve faster than ever, but the pace of change hasn't slowed. Technology is advancing quickly. It's grabbing headlines every day. And I just did it before to get this snip. If you Google or Bing the words AI, you will find number 1 to 100 in news stories is something from today. It's happening right now. Experiences based on large language models like ChatGPT have taken the world by storm, in part because they can draw from this vast data store, leveraging the massive computing power that's available today in the cloud. And this isn't a fad. This is here to stay. It came into our lives fast. It took only 2 months for ChatGPT to reach 100 million monthly active users. And you'll probably recognize some of them other logos there that probably we all use and love. And you can see how many months it actually took. The one that stood out for me was 55 months for Spotify to reach 100 million monthly active users. So we've seen this technology breakthrough with people around the world over the last year, really. And it's not just for tech workers anymore. As a result, you'll expect your staff start to demand these type of experiences in the tools that they use each day. Similarly, your constituents and your volunteers and your donors will quickly come to expect AI capabilities in the services that you offer, if they don't already ask for it already. But there's a really exciting third element, and that's the real tangible impact that technology like this can drive today. So organizations across all industries are seeing the benefits of AI right now. Take, for example, our friends at South Africa-based Peace Parks Foundation. So Microsoft Azure conservation experts are using AI to configure visual sensor feeds, which is always on monitoring across their smart parks. And this effort allows real-time analysis of static and video images to identify and respond to high-risk situations and to fulfill the Foundation's objective of eradicating poaching. And our mission at Microsoft is to empower every person and every organisation on the planet to achieve more. And as we enter the age of AI, that mission matters more than ever. We're called upon to empower the world's organisations to lead the AI transformation for a new era. And we've got the track record to help you guys do it. So the Tech for Social Impact team is truly committed to this sector and to the idea that it's absolutely core to Microsoft's mission to empower every non-profit with Microsoft technology to accelerate social impact. So how are we doing this? This isn't new. We've been invested in fueling AI innovation for years. We've spent decades in research and development. We're committed to advance the principles and the practice of responsible AI, which is unbelievably important in this sector. And we've built some security and trust into our platform and all of our solutions right from the start. We've created purpose-built AI infrastructure to deliver reliability and performance at scale based on thousands of interconnected GPUs and InfiniBand networking. And I'm not going to get technical on this call, I promise you, because I know it's not all technical people on here. But as a result, we're trusted by AI leaders like OpenAI and many others. So for example, OpenAI build and train all of their models using AI infrastructure on Microsoft Azure. And this innovation is exciting, and I'm thrilled to share with you more over the talk, and I'm going to show some demos of it actually in real life. But as AI is poised to transform our lives, we must collectively define new rules. We must collectively define new norms and practices for the use and impact of this technology. And that's why we began Responsible AI back in 2017. So although AI has come to the forefront in the last 12 months with ChatGPT and OpenAI, since 2017, we believe that the development and deployment of AI is to be guided by an ethical framework. So we set out our view that there are 6 core principles that should guide our work around AI. It's not just enough to define these principles though, we need to operationalize them at scale as well. So we focused on 4 key areas: governance, rules to standardize AI requirements, training and best practices, and then the tools and the implementation. And we'll look at some of them tools shortly. And that's where we come back to Microsoft's mission and what we built with Microsoft Cloud of how can you get going today? The Microsoft Cloud is unique in the breadth and the depth of the solutions that we provide. You can use each cloud solution on a standalone basis, or you can take advantage of them all working together in the way that it's been architected. But with Microsoft Cloud, you can enable you to use AI to drive transformation within your nonprofit organizations. And we're doing this in 2 ways. Firstly, we'll help you radically accelerate staff capacity by leveraging the AI built into every single cloud solution that you know and love today. And second, we're delivering the tools and services to you to enable to build your own intelligent apps and use things like Azure AI. I said I'm not going to keep on going about trust, but we run on trust. Trust has been a fundamental thing since Microsoft Cloud, since its very, very inception. Data is the fuel that powers AI, and you need to trust us with what we're doing with your data. There are 3 fundamental promises we make with Microsoft Cloud. First, your data is your data. It is not our data, it is your data. That means it's yours to own and yours to control. Second, your data is not used to train or enrich the foundation AI models used by others. You don't have to worry about anyone else other than your organization benefiting from AI that's trained on your data. Only your organization benefits from your data and operational processes. And third, your data and AI models, in fact, your entire organization, are protected every step of the way by the most comprehensive enterprise compliance and security controls in the industry. This is Microsoft's commitment to you, and that commitment should give you the confidence to leverage the power of AI to transform your business. So with the world changing, technology advancing, and the potential for real, meaningful impact, the opportunity is yours to lead the AI transformation. How will your nonprofit seize the full potential of AI while safeguarding your mission, your data, and your employees? We're in a new era where I think digital debt is a new phrase, and it's costly to innovation and business momentum. There's a constant need for us to update, communicate, and summarize. But on a positive note, 70% of workers say that they would be open to having AI help them with their jobs. And leaders are 2 times more likely to want to use AI to increase productivity. So on this call, if you're one of the 82% of leaders who think your employees would need to learn new skills, you might want to know. I'm excited to show you later how they can start benefiting from things like Copilot. I see there's some questions coming in the Q&A, so we'll answer them at the end. So please don't feel like I'm ignoring you. So employees and leaders agree. AI can change work for the better. The good news is things like Copilot make sure that it's still your work and it's your employees' work. It's not AI on autopilot, it's AI as a co-pilot. And what we do is we combine the power of language processing and understanding your company data with calendars and emails and chats and documents and meetings. And everyone can ask it questions in prompts and receive suggestions from data. So today, we're bringing the power of next generation AI to work. Some of you may have seen this already, but this is introducing Microsoft 365 Copilot, your Copilot for work. So for me, the biggest thing about that video is you're always in control. You can decide what to keep, modify, or discard. And so as we look at how Copilot's integrated into Microsoft 365, firstly, as I say, it works alongside you. It's embedded in the apps that millions of people use every day. You can be more creative in Word, more analytical in Excel, more expressive in PowerPoint, more productive in Outlook, and more collaborative in Teams. So have you ever stared at a blank page, wondering how to begin a document? Well, that experience now is over. Copilot will jumpstart the creative process, so you never start with a blank slate again. Copilot is a game changer, and I'm using it as we speak. It writes, edits, summarizes, and creates right alongside you. Have you ever felt a bit low on creativity, looking for that little bit of inspiration, as I was this morning when I was putting together some of the slides? Copilot in PowerPoint can bring your ideas to life. It becomes your storytelling partner. It can transform existing written documents into decks, complete with speaker notes and sources. And actually, the talk track that I'm going through today was actually produced by Copilot after throwing a load of slides at it and asking it to produce it. Copilot in Excel. Now, some people are absolute whizzes at Excel and others are like me. What Copilot in Excel does is it analyzes trends and creates professional looking data visualizations in seconds. It puts all of the rich capabilities of Excel at your fingertips. It generates models based on your questions that help you explore your data without modifying it. Now, you are a numbers person. Now, a big one. Wouldn't it be amazing if every meeting was more productive? Teams has changed collaboration forever, but it also can be hard to keep up with all those chats and all those Teams channels. Copilot within Teams can summarize key discussion points, including who said what, where people aligned, but most importantly, where they disagree, and suggest action items all in real time during a meeting. Now you can unlock the magic of efficient and effective meetings. Now for my favorite. How much of your day is spent trying to catch up or just trying to get through your inbox? Copilot in Outlook helps you clear your inbox in minutes, not hours or days. It can summarize long email threads and even quickly draft a suggested reply, or actually use a coaching feature to tell you how your tone is in an email. Let's have a look in a little further detail into Copilot in Outlook, as I'm sure inbox fatigue is something that everyone can resonate with. On to the next one, because it's proper. So what you can see from there is it really does lighten the load, time saving, that annoying quick email that you do very, very often that you want to really sound like you, and Copilot can help you with that. So summarizing long emails to quickly draft in suggested replies is absolutely critical. So how do we use this in nonprofit? Here's a few ways that nonprofits can take advantage of AI today. So it may be asking ChatGPT for recommended marketing and fundraising content. It could be using machine learning and AI for donor propensity and engagement forecasting, for predicting templates in knowledge work for operations and finance, or even for future casting for response-ready community programs. Now, what I did, and I did this morning because I wanted to make sure that this isn't just a marketing piece, and I wanted to make it real life. So we actually went away this morning and asked ChatGPT for 20 use cases within nonprofits. So I gave it a little bit of background. I gave it what Power Platform is, and if you don't know what Power Platform is, there'll be probably another session on that. But actually, it's a lot about the coding and the prompting that's really important in ChatGPT. Now, what it did, it came back with 20 use cases, and I think on the next slide you'll probably see. So no, on that one, there's 11 that are highlighted there. Now, what I wanted to go is a bit deeper, and I wanted something that you can use today in your nonprofit. So I took them 20 use cases. I went and asked Bing Chat Enterprise, which if you've got a business premium license, which I said at the start of the call, everybody has got 10 for free. You can go and turn on Bing Chat Enterprise today. I copied in them 20 use cases and I said, what could I use in our organization that we've got access to in terms of Microsoft products to go and do these use cases? And what it came back with is, here's the use cases that you said, and here's these amazing tools that you've got access to in your organization that you can go and do. Now, this may be a bit technical for some people in terms of personas on this call, but if you show this to your IT person, or you work with your IT partner and say, we're already paying for that, we could go and create this use case scenario, or we go and tackle this use case using what we've got, then go and do it, right? And this is using Bing Chat Enterprise, which you all have access to today if you've got a business premium license. Now, second to this and totally different, hopefully you can all resonate with this. So this is Laurie. Scenario one, Laurie attends a volunteering event organised by a friend with several folks from work. She enjoyed herself, learned a lot about the mission, and when her friend mentioned an upcoming fundraising party, she agreed to go, and she even donated at the event. Just after the event, she received an email thanking her for a $50 gift and a short paragraph about what the non-profit is currently working on. Scenario two, a few months later, there was another volunteering event through work, and she gladly signed up. While volunteering, she learned about their upcoming fundraiser and registered for the event on site. After registering, she received a confirmation email thanking her to choose to come to her first fundraising event, told her about the projects that they're working on, and she donates at the event to a project very close to her heart. The next day, she receives an email thanking her for her first ever gift, explaining where the money will go, There's even an extra thank you for being a volunteer with a link to volunteer again. Laurie can't believe that they wrote her a personal thank you and for a donation, and feels warm and gets that fuzzy feeling that her effort made an impact on this organisation. This started off a long and fruitful donor relationship. That second scenario is the future with personalised thank you using OpenAI. It covers the past, the donor's first donation, the present, the impact the donation will make, and the future, how she can deepen her impact. This is only possible with personalised conversational text that is based on her history with the organisation and her intentions for her donation. You need to go and meet your donors and your supporters where they are, not push them into using new technology in situations that they find risky. But this is low stakes and high impact, because any personalisation level will be an improvement over the generic thank you letters that all of us have received and maybe sent. Now, I tried to gauge the audience and I asked the guys at Click about where people were in terms of the audience that were going to join us today. And I know there are quite a few IT folk, so hopefully the next few slides will hopefully help you and you'll understand some of these pains. IT teams have heavy responsibilities because their work is essential to keep your organisation online and running. That might be network admin, security, backup, resource management, IT policies, and much more. But from support documentation through to company communications and compliance, Copilot can work alongside IT teams so they can save time and focus on helping people use technology to its full potential. 76% of people said that they would be comfortable with an AI assistant. Imagine what that might be like for your IT team. It would be like having a help desk for the help desk and everybody else on the team. For example, instead of going through multiple pages of documents to try and make sense of a new feature in a product, someone on your tech support team could ask Copilot in Word to summarize them in a few concise steps. After that's done, the new document could be shared into a workspace for the help desk to reference. If there's been conversations on Teams about a major network or software change, you can ask Copilot to summarize the discussions in chat. Then you can use a summary to generate the meeting agenda and schedule a cross-team meeting to discuss the repercussions of the change. Alerts, emails from other teams about issues, notifications from vendors about licensing changes, and requests to set up new employees can flood IT inboxes. To help your IT team tackle what's important, they can ask Copilot in Outlook to organise their inboxes and flag the emails that are high priority, as we saw earlier. So, where does this all bring us to? There's been I've just got my Copilot coming up asking me to summarise this call, by the way, so that's how it's listening to me now. There has been early adoption of generative AI tools such as Copilot that's positively impacted the productivity and the quality of work for those that use them. So in the link here, we looked at a recent study where Harvard Business School in the US studied BCG consultants to see how tools like Copilot impacted their productivity. They saw up to 12.5% increase in task and subtask completion, with a decrease of 25% in time spent to complete those tasks. Furthermore, they found quality increase of over 40%. Finally, we surveyed early adopters of M365 Copilot internally at Microsoft. You'll notice these results are organised by our business value framework to try and bring this concept to life. So all up value, 87% of users reported being more productive, 69% spending more time on satisfying work. By workflow, 94% of people said it's easier to get started on a first draft of either Word or PowerPoint, which I totally agree with. And then on a role level, 1 in 3 reported saving over 30 minutes per day from Copilot, and 88% said they're completing tasks faster. So still really early findings. Copilot went general availability yesterday to the world. So we'll continue to update these over time, but the initial results, obviously, you can see are staggering. So finally, the question really is, as Microsoft, what is our role as a business in modern day? Milton Friedman, a renowned economist, said the role of a company is to serve its shareholders and that greed is good. But the definition has evolved because it turns out that companies don't operate in some parallel universe or some vacuum outside the planet. We are all affected by the world around us, whether that be global warming or poverty in Africa, our next market, or billions of people in the world are affected. So the new definition of what a company needs to do, every company, came from the Business Roundtable. This is 181 CEOs who come together. And the role of a company is not just to serve its shareholders, but the role of a company is to serve its stakeholders. And our stakeholders are our employees, they're our partners, but most importantly, they're our customers and the communities that we operate in. Quite simply, our philosophy at Microsoft is really simple. Companies that can do more should do more, and we are. This is just the beginning of what the age of AI holds in store for us as we continue to pursue our vision to empower every person and every organisation on the planet to achieve more.